Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. By virtue of the powers vested in me as acting Vice Chancellor and Principal, I hereby declare this congregation of the Value University of Technology duly constituted for diplomas and degrees to be conferred to those students whose names appear on the program. I thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, as a congregation, you are invited to observe a moment of prayer before we commence with the official program. Dear Almighty, the Omniscient One, we come before you with all humility to serve you and your people. Please guide us in everything that we say and do. Bless each and every one of us and bless our institution. Inspire us to strive for that which is good and not to be self-seeking and serve our own interests. But let everything be done to your glory. Use us as your vessels of honor so that the fruits of our labor may endure for peace and goodwill towards all mankind. We ask this in your name. Amen. Thank you. Welcome to the graduation ceremony of the Value University of Technology at the Vanderbilt Park. Acting Vice Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to welcome you as a congregation gathered here today to witness and celebrate the achievements of our students at VUT on this momentous occasion. A special word of welcome to our distinguished guests, members of staff, families, and friends. To all diplomats and graduates, welcome to this long-awaited day. May it be everything you hoped for. Acting Vice Chancellor, it is my honor to present to you candidates of the Faculty of Engineering and Technology of the Value University of Technology, whose names appear on the program for receiving of the diplomas and degrees. Diploma, National Diploma in Chemical Engineering, Apane KK. Baloi EO. Kalerasau SB. Chitunda JW. Dlamini NP. Haswayo NA. Kabila WM. Ralombo IF. Kula LC. Mashlangu K. Makonto TP. Mabusela BR. Mamanya MV. Mansour Z. Matonsi AJ. Mata PH. Mbayo BM. Boeni CLK. Malaza NKD. Mgidi LNC. Mkwana U. Mwaketsi MS. Mofoken KS. Lokwete MB. Lokomeli K. Mogadi B. Moya SW. Pabantu MJ. CBMK. Mutelo N. Nalla NM. Zimankulu TB. Pulane M. Shilange WC. Sabande M. Chitole MD. Zuane BM. Chauke XL. Oh, those ones are already national diploma in mechanical engineering. Dembule KE. Thank you, thank you. Dihaba KD. Glamini M. Quilimba N. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Quinda MA. Let's wait now. SA. Mabe LK. Mabunda C. Makonono U. Makatu EK. Marco MV. Makofane SP. Makofane TP. Malefo TR. Mamba N. Mazana PV. Maseko TA. Mashau PR. Maklage K. Maseva MT. Mavungu KT. Lonichwa S. Mofoken LG. Mohapi PX. Mwasha KTP. Mokwena MA. Moleme RE. Where's your card? Mona A. Mona Metsi LC. Papuli A. Mpekwekwe P. Mtetu wa BJ. Mtonga B. Mudau B PR. Musenya MN. Musenwa TC. Mushiane H. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Muvanya KB. Nekhavambe DO NO. Namukula Z. Nachitandani VS. Glapo NT. Kuna GS. Popedi DM. Ramova KV. Ramugondo TE. Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, please. Sefoka LV. Sibeko MSM. Tokwane T. Shovakale KS. Tusi TC. Tobo T. Shabalala TS. Swahili MP. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Zondo SSN. Baccalaureus Technologia in Chemical Engineering. Dlamini NP. Ushupelo Anke. Kabila MA. Lepalo JT. Makamu M. Maleka MD. Mali AV. Manganye CC. Manyama TI. Marema TNM. Maruma OMJ. Masha. Mashego VM. Masita M. Matuane NE. Mbuane HT. Mdalose HE. Mkabela GB. Mnisi A. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mofoken MB. Mohale MH. Moloi SM. Moroe L. Motlahung MM. Metwa NB. Mulaiwa LP. Thanks. Thank you. Vakade KF. Mwaku KD. Dendwa ID. Nebudani FM. Gandu BG. Noasheng LV. Tumalo MLP. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much, thank you, thank you. Omatuku MT. Pereira JJ. Sambo SN. Chikwambani DM. Kosana M. Tau e L. Tenga T. Chiwana F. Baccalaureus Technologia in Mechanical Engineering. Bloom DJ. Code 2KJ. Mass R. Makwele B. Masia G. G. Fuamba M. Schlanger L. Mokena TM. Moki MB. Musiane OJ. Mtumkulu SW. Musinya D. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much, thank you. Numbi MN. Now KPS. Rasimpi N. Sebeta LJ. Thank you. Similane MT. Chichange S. Shotlang SV. Sotesi N.E. Van Dijk M. Magistra Technologia in Chemical Engineering. The dissertation topic was activation of the carbonaceous material from pyrolysis of waste tires for water treatment. The supervisors was Professor Ruto and the co-supervisor was Dr. Seodigang. Malise Lucky. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Magistra Technologia in Mechanical Engineering. No, in chemical engineering still. The dissertation topic was the sulfurization of waste tires, pyrolytic oil using photodegradation and adsorption techniques. The supervisor was Professor Ruto, and the co-supervisor was Dr. Sedigang. Melo motion. Magistra Technologia in Mechanical Engineering. The dissertation topic was structural performance of K87's ball screw raceway in an elastic region subjected to varying loads. The The supervisor was Professor Lugongo, and the co-supervisor was Professor Masu. Steenkamp and Kang. Still, this is Masters of Mechanical Engineering. The dissertation topic was quasi-static mechanical properties of treated and untreated sisal fiber reinforced epoxy resin composites. The supervisor was Professor Masu, and the co-supervisor was Professor Maringa. Weber, Wilson, Wachui. Where's your pepper? Your pepper. Just to give you, alert you and inform you, for the doctoral degrees, I will only mention the thesis title, mention who are the supervisor, promoter, and co-promoter. For doctoral, we don't have supervisors. We have got promoter and co-promoter. And then I'll call upon one of the promoters to come and cite the abstract and the curriculum vitae, so you will have to be patient a little bit. Doctor of Technologia in Mechanical Engineering. The thesis title was Performance Analysis and Modeling of Diesel Engine Operational Characteristics using pyrolytic oil from scrap tires and additives. The promoters were main promoter, Professor Alugongo, and the co-promoter was Professor Masu. But for this one, I'm calling upon Professor Alugongo to come and cite something. Professor Alugongo. Let's continue.
I will start with a short information about the CV of Mr. Obadia Maube. Mr. Obadia Maube is a holder of a Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering that was awarded by the University of Nairobi, and an upper second class honors Bachelor of Industrial Technology degree, Mechanical Engineering option, awarded by Egerton University. Mr. Maube has over 10 years of teaching and research experience at various public universities, and his area of specialization is thermodynamics and fluid mechanics. So the abstract of his work goes here: the rapid growth in population along with the stringent environmental regulations has led to a search for alternative fuels that are environmentally friendly and can be produced on a sustainable basis. In this work, an investigation on the fraction of tire pyrolysis oil with a similar distillation range that of automotive diesel was carried out in order to determine its suitability as an alternative or an additive to petrol diesel fuel. The quality of this oil was evaluated by comparing its key properties to the requirements of South African national standards for automotive diesel. In other words, SANS 342, and to conventional automotive diesel fuel. In addition, mixing rule equations for predicting viscosity and density for both pure and blends of the oil as a function of temperature were developed and evaluated. The performance, emission, and combustion characteristics of the diesel engine while running on these blends were evaluated, and subsequently, a comparative analysis was performed with conventional petrol diesel fuel as the reference fuel. Additionally, an artificial neural network, ANN, model was developed for predicting engine performance and emissions. The performance and accuracy of the model was evaluated and was found to be sufficient. Energy recovery from waste, such as scrap tires, is an interesting field of engineers and scientists. It is hoped that this work will prompt new research ideas on how tire pyrolysis can be improved for use as diesel fuel and build better models for diesel engine performance and emissions. Thank you.
Acting Vice Chancellor, I present to you Maube Obadia. From now on, you can use the title Dr. Maube. The next is for Doctoral Technology in Mechanical Engineering. The thesis title was Optimal Geometric Configuration of Crossbar in High-Pressure Vessels. The promoter was Professor Masu. I would like to call upon Professor Masu to come and do the citation.
I'll give a brief CV. Mr. P.K. Ziu holds a master's degree in mechanical engineering cum laude. From the Bar University of Technology, and a first-class bachelor's degree from Egerton University. He has a total of 8 years relevant teaching experience from various institutions of higher learning. In addition, he has 3.5 years of hands-on industrial experience as a mechanical engineer. He has published research articles in various peer-reviewed journals. The abstract of the work: which was done by Mr. Ziu. The purpose of this study was to develop analytical and numerical solutions to be used in the design of thick-walled high-pressure vessels for optimal location of a crossbar. In addition, the effects of combined thermomechanical loading on stress concentration factor, SCF, on these vessels was also evaluated. An analytical solution to predict principal stresses on a radial circular crossbar was developed. The developed analytical solution was verified using finite element analysis methods. Further, an optimization process using the finite element analysis was done to determine the optimal combination of the major crossbar geometry. The crossbar geometries that were studied including the size, shape, location, obliquity, and the thickness ratio. The geometrically optimized crossbar was then subjected to combined thermomechanical loading to determine the resulting stress concentration effects. A total of 169 finite element part models were created and analyzed. Several thick-walled cylinders having either circular or elliptical shaped crossbar positioned at radial, offset, or and inclined were investigated. The analytical solution developed correctly predicted all the radial stresses at the intersection of the crossbar and the main bore. However, out of 35 studied models, this analytical solution predicted the magnitude of hoop stresses in 9 models, and that a total of axial stresses in 15 models correctly. The lowest stress concentration factor given by the radial circular crossbar was 2.84, whereas the stress concentration factor due to offsetting the same crossbar size reduced to 2.31. Radial elliptical shaped crossbars gave the overall lowest stress concentration factor at 1.73. In contrast, offsetting of the same elliptical shaped crossbar resulted to immediate increase in stress concentration magnitude. Additionally, the magnitudes of stress concentration were observed to increase whenever the circular offset crossbars were inclined along the RSZ axis of the cylinder. The hoop stress due to combined thermomechanical loading increased gradually with increase in temperature until it reached a maximum value, after which it began to fall sharply. In contrast, the corresponding stress concentration factor reduced gradually with increase in temperature until it reached a uniform steady state, after which any further increase in temperature had insignificant change in stress concentration factor. The optimal stress concentration factor magnitude due to combined thermomechanical loading was 1.43. This stress concentration factor magnitude was slightly lower than that due to the pressure loading alone. Thank you.
Acting Vice Chancellor, I present to you Ziu Patrick Kiola. Now, there goes Dr. Ziu. Acting Vice Chancellor, I hereby request that you confer the diplomas and degrees in absentia on those students whose names appear on the program but could not be present today.
I hereby do confirm the diplomats and graduates whose names appear on the program but could not be present at this congregation.
I thank you, Acting Vice Chancellor.
Biha babamba samurati Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My task is very simple. It's a very simple one. Is that of acknowledging all distinguished guests present today who have taken their time and spent all the money to come to witness this auspicious occasion. First and foremost, I would like to acknowledge our VUT choir. You've just witnessed the type of music that they are bringing to you. Can we please give them a big round of applause, please? I would also like you to give a big round of applause for the choir master, Mr. Vumile Nonyama, who is really passionate about his choir. That's why they are producing such a wonderful music. Give him a big round of applause. If the VC was here, he would have said what I'm going to say just now, that our choir is about to cut a CD. With that CD, it will be on sale. We request you to support the choir by purchasing that CD. It will just cost just a little below 500 Rand. And that money will be used to support the choir itself. The choir has got its needs a uniform, transport, etc. That money will also be used to support members of the choir who are really needy. The money also will be used to contribute to our needy students who need financial assistance. So once the CD is out, it will be advertised on our website, social media. Please, we rely on you for support. I would like to acknowledge our parents who are present today. They're seated both on the left as well as on the right. These are the people who have made a big sacrifice financially. They had sleepless nights to make sure that they get whatever cent or rent in order to ensure that their sons and daughters make it through to their qualifications. I acknowledge you on behalf of the university. I acknowledge you on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Zide, who is not here this afternoon. These are the fruits of your hard labor. This is your vision. Today you are witnessing what you have longed to achieve for a long time. With these words, I would like, ladies and gentlemen, to give our parents a big, big round of applause. I want also to acknowledge spouses. You would recall that our graduandes, as well as diplomandes, some of them are married. They've got spouses, wives, and husbands. The spouses also played a very important role to support their partners, for them to be able to cross the stage here and wear those hoods which they are wearing today. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give them a big round of applause too. I want to acknowledge our special grandmothers and grandfathers present here. I can see them in front here. I can see them on the sides, seated. They've come all the way to witness this day. They've come all the way to see for themselves their grandsons and daughters being kept, being graduated. Let's give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I want also, ladies and gentlemen, to acknowledge our distinguished council members present today. those of us here who doesn't know the council members, a council's responsibility is to make sure that the university is governed properly. So they make sure that the university, there's proper governance, there's proper leadership, there are checks and balances. So those are the people who are the bosses of our bosses. I would like to acknowledge Dr. M. Gwinda, who's a council member. If you may please stand up, sir. So without the council, the university could easily go astray. So they are the eyes and ears of the parents to make sure that we do our work for your sons and daughters to be graduated as they are today. Also, I want to acknowledge in our presence the Student Representative Council. They play a very important role because they are also the ears and eyes of the students. Everything that the students wishes to convey to management, they go to the Student Representatives Council, and then that message gets to us. With us today, we've got Mr. Tsidiso Mokwena. Please stand up. Today, Mr. Tsidiso is not in his jeans, as I normally see him when we have negotiations. He's smartly dressed tonight. Prof. Zimbo will say he would take a picture with him immediately after this. I want to acknowledge also my colleagues in the executive management who really plays a very important role to make sure that the university is stabilized, to make sure that university runs efficiently, all operations runs efficiently, looking all after the supports, looking also after the academic operations. Amongst us today, I want to acknowledge Mr. Les Kudzi, together with Mr. Masulubela. They are both from the finance department. If you may please stand up, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Les Kudzi is the Chief Financial Officer. Mr. Neo Masulubela is the Acting Executive Director of Finance. Also, I want to acknowledge the people who worked tirelessly behind the scenes. They are not visible here. That is the public relations team, which is led by Ms. Palesa Ubane. They are the people who make sure that all the logistics are in place. We've got the generators on standby in case there's power outage, to make sure that the graduation moves efficiently without any interruptions. Let's give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Also, together with the public relations team, there is what is called a graduation committee, which also makes sure that every student that is supposed to graduate is indeed graduating, is seated where she or he is supposed to be seated, and then he or she gets the proper qualifications. That team is led by Miss Kiri Moketsi, who is a Director of Public Relations and Marketing, as well as Mr. George Mufukeng, who is a Senior Deputy Registrar. Please give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I also want to acknowledge from the registrar's section, people who make sure that when each and every one of us registers on the first day, they look after you in terms of academics, marks. They make sure that your marks are there. They make sure that you get your academic record up until such time that they see you through here. I want to acknowledge the Senior Deputy Registrar, Mrs. Zingwa, together with the Senior Deputy Registrar, Mr. George Mufukeng. Can you please stand up, ladies and gentlemen? Present amongst us, I want to acknowledge the members of the media, the business community, our partners, donors and sponsors. And then lastly, and very importantly, I want to acknowledge the Acting Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Peter Zimbo. I want to thank you, sir, for your leadership, especially in the academic section. He's a leader in academic and research. Today, what he sees is what makes him live, because he's very passionate about academic operations. I just want to share you a joke. There was a time when we experienced power outage and water due to municipality problems. So the university had to hire generators. On the very same what called week, the Vice Chancellor called a special executive management meeting for us to convene and have to discuss a certain thing. At that meeting, I remember Peter, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, came into that meeting and he stopped the meeting, said, colleagues, there is an emergency. We all looked at him. He said, look, there's a generator which is running short of diesel there. And there's a researcher who's busy with the experiment. So if that diesel finishes, we have lost this experiment. So please, before we do anything, let's buy diesel. So that is Peter, how passionate it is with academic issues. Peter, give him a big round of applause. Thank you very much, Peter, for that. Really looking forward to you also supporting the academic section. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I know time is not on our side, so I won't keep you for a very long time, but I'll be remiss if I don't give a few comments and a few pieces of advice to the diplomantes, to the graduates, and most importantly to our two new doctors who just got their doctorates this evening. I have to give you these very brief messages. The focus of my message this evening is to challenge you to think about your role in changing your local, your national, and your global landscape. So my first challenge to you is, when you leave with the knowledge that you have tonight, when you leave this institution with the knowledge, with the competencies, with the attitudes and the skills that you have, what we expect from you is to change where you came from, so that it doesn't remain the same. That world, ladies and gentlemen, is changing rapidly because of major trends that have been brought about by improvements in technology in particular, which has enhanced the free flow of people, the free flow of goods, the free flow of capital, and the free flow of services across nations. This trend is popularly known as globalization, but other people term this trend as the fourth industrial revolution. For us in South Africa, that world is complicated by disease, it is complicated by poverty, it is complicated by violence, it is complicated by violence of an ethnic nature, it is complicated by violence of a racial nature, it is also complicated by violence whose source is xenophobia. My question to you, the graduates, the diplomantes, and our doctors, my question to you is, what do you see to be your role in this changing world where change seems to be the only constant? The only thing that you can be sure of is change. The only constant, and most of you are physical scientists, the only constant is change. So my question to you is, what is your role? As you walk into the world tomorrow as professionals in engineering, what legacy do you hope to leave for humankind? I think you must ask yourself that question. That what is the legacy that you're going to leave for humankind? What are you going to be known for by the society that has produced you? What are your parents going to remember you for? What is your locality going to remember you for? So what is your legacy? I think from tonight you must start asking that question, that what is going to be your legacy? What is it that you can do for your locality and your country so that we can raise the levels of food production, improved health care, physical infrastructure, industrial output, and the general well-being of our people, which is known as the Human Development Index? You can answer these questions if you are not ready to be a risk taker. You can answer these questions if you are now ready to be a pathfinder. You can answer these questions if you are ready to change your work ethic. You can answer these questions if you are ready to be innovative. You can answer these questions if you are ready to create employment and begin to make a dent on our employment rate and poverty. We did not provide you with this exposure to engineering education so that you go out there and say, I beg to apply for a job. If I were to hear that this is what you have done, I'll go to that factory, I'll go to that company, I'll go to that organization and say, please, do not give this lady a job. Do not give this gentleman a job. You must go out there and create employment. You must go out there and create wealth. You must go out there and make this nation a winning nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the world our graduates are about to enter is one in which those of us who can compete at what some commentators term the age of chaos will survive. For us to endure, it means that you must have the skills, the knowledge, the attitudes, and the competence to learn and unlearn, and then even relearn again. To be able to do this, we must see education as what survives when what has been learned has been forgotten. In other words, the world of work demands that we should now apply the knowledge, the critical thinking, the reasoning, the values of social responsibility and critical engagement, and a positive and a creative work ethic which you have acquired for the betterment of society in general. Because, ladies and gentlemen, in its education, the soul of a people mirrors itself. In its education, the soul of a people mirrors itself. To conclude my brief remarks, ladies and gentlemen, as you receive your degrees and your diplomas this evening, it is important to acknowledge that there's a new science of complexity about our world, which notes that the link between cause and effect is increasingly difficult to trace, that change, planned or unplanned, unfolds in non-linear ways, that paradoxes and contradictions abound, and that creative solutions arise out of diversity, uncertainty, and chaos. My simple advice to you as you enter this changing world is that opportunities multiply as they are seized. They die when neglected. Because life is a line of opportunities. Therefore, one journey in which most of you are going to be engaged in for the rest of your lives as knowledge workers is the search for identity, the search for who you are, the search for your legacy, the search for your contribution to this country. It is this search for what is, one, your identity and your space as an African and as a professional engineer, and two, your worth and legacy in terms of critical engagement and social responsibility where market forces, mainstream media, and a digital screen culture has invaded our private and cognitive spaces in particular. In other words, the way we think has been invaded, and your role is to push that back so that you remain to be an African located in this country. Our world is indeed a contested terrain in which the gift of one's imagination will be at the core of your ability to innovate, to be entrepreneurial, and to succeed or to fail. It is a world which will stand aside to let anyone pass who knows where he or she is going. The question is, are you prepared for that world in which success can be elusive? Put differently, our destiny changes with our thoughts. We shall become what we wish to become, do what we wish to do, when our habitual thoughts corresponds with our desires, corresponds with our visions, corresponds with our dreams. It is important to understand that life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself and the ability to see what is next. For me, this is important. We have to be reflexive and develop a university that is a public trust and a social good, with a focus on teaching and research that accentuates intellectual insight, imagination, inquisitiveness, risk-taking, social responsibility, and the struggle for justice. If we do not reorient the university, we will be powerless as international capital subverts the engineering profession of these graduates, weakens the regulatory state, and transform our public spaces into shrines of spectacular consumption by the few, and eventually launch an assault on our democracy. The Vice-Chancellor talked earlier on that we should resist the Guptarization of this society, that we should resist the notion of tenderpreneurs. With these few remarks, I wish our graduates, our diplomands, and our doctors the very best, and make sure that you leave your legacy in our society. I thank you. I would now like to request all of you to stand up so that we sing the national anthem. Thank you. By virtue of the powers vested in me as acting Vice-Chancellor and Principal, I now dissolve this congregation of the VUT University of Technology. Please remain standing while the procession leaves the hall. Thank you.